Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today we are going to be burning some of my favorite books, theoretically. I am doing the reread, rewrite, burn book tag. So I have to choose one of those options from 3 different books that I will be picking up from this bag. These are all my favorite books. I thought this would make it more fun, more interesting, more heartbreaking, and kind of having to take really tough decisions. So I'm not ready to burn some of my favorite books, so let's just go for it. Round 1. Please feel free to agree and disagree in the comment section with me because it helps to have some type of moral support afterwards. So round 1. Between Warbreaker, Mistborn 3, and Grey Sister. Oh shit, this is already hard. Honestly, I can already not do this. Like, how am I supposed to burn one of these? Okay, I think I'm gonna go by elimination. So we will be rewriting The Era of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 3rd and final book in the Mistborn trilogy, or the first one. I would rewrite that one thing at the end, which I will not spoil because always wanting to keep my videos spoiler free. But y'all know that one thing I'm thinking about with Vin at the end. That's what I would change. So I'm rewriting this. So I'm stuck to burn one of these and rewrite and reread one of them. Shit, I can't do this. 2 hours later, burning Warbreaker and rereading Grey Sister. I feel like I want to do the opposite. I'm just gonna move on because holy shit, I can't do this. Maybe I'm burning Grey Sister and then hoping that the 3rd book compensates for the 2 other books. This is already giving me nightmares. This is not fun. Round 2. We have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and we then have Lord of the Rings, the whole trilogy, I guess, and Emma by Jane Austen. Shit. So I don't have Lord of the Rings, so just imagine that it's here. And then I have the 2nd Harry Potter, and then Emma. I think I will burn Emma just because I can still enjoy the BBC TV show. So that's gonna make it okay in my head. I mean, I've reread Harry Potter a million times, so really, I guess I'm rereading Lord of the Rings because I do want to do that eventually. I feel like this one wasn't my favorite of all of them. It wasn't my least favorite either, but I think that Dobby was annoying me a lot in this one. I mean, it's meant to be like that, but I think I would make it a bit less annoying, I guess. I'm trying to think of something I would rewrite, but yeah, maybe a few switches like that. So I'm rewriting this one, rereading Lord of the Rings, and I'm burning Emma. Honestly, I can't believe I thought this was going to be fun. It's not. I feel like the one that I did where I was like doing it with books that I hate was easier than this. This is way too difficult. So we have Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, so book 3, and we have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which is book 1, and then we have Recursion by Blake Crouch. So I'm gonna be rewriting Recursion. I feel like the first half could have used a bit more work. It's a really good book though. It's coming out in June, I think. It's a solid book, but the first half could have been improved a little bit. I think it was a bit slow at times and the writing wasn't the best. So I would rewrite this, so I have to burn one of these and reread one. I feel like this one gives me the most like feels because like this is how it starts. Actually, I should say this is how it started for me. This is my really old French version of it. It's so destroyed. And the word is so well loved. I reread this copy like a million times, so I kind of feel bad, but growing up, the 3rd one wasn't my favorite. I feel like I used to really hate Sirius Black, which, unpopular opinion. I really like Lupin. I feel like this one has a really great story. And this one, the story is still good, but I think the story's better in this one, so I have to burn my really old, beloved Harry Potter à l'école des sorciers. French copy. So I am rereading Prisoner of Azkaban, which, no issue there. I would do that any day. Shit, I can't believe I burnt Harry Potter. Don't come at me with your pitchforks. I'm sad too. We have Children of Blood and Bone, we have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and we have The Winner's Curse. This is so difficult. This is one of my like guilty pleasure. I'm always saying how much I hate romance, but I binge read this trilogy. The first book wasn't my favorite. I think book 2 was my favorite because obviously 2nd book in a trilogy with romance is where the struggle is real. So I think I'm rereading this. just to make it difficult for myself. So I have to choose between, actually, you know what? It's not even a choice. I am burning Children of Blood and Bone. Because this one, like the 6th book of Harry Potter, is one of my favorite books in this series. So I would have probably rewritten the other one and just removed the romance from it because it was so bad. I hate when like people feel forced in YA books to like match every character together. They don't need to be. So I have to rewrite this one. And I think I would add more of the Dumbledore army. I think I would put more of it in there because that's what happened when I reread the series in the last 2 years. I realized that I associated some of the book 5 stuff in this one and I was disappointed it wasn't. So yeah, I think that's what I would do. I would add more of the Dumbledore army in there. Some of the best stuff there. Some of these are easier than others for sure. We have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. We're gonna get all the Harry Potter at first. Let's just, you know. We have A Court of Mist and Fury. And we have the 5th season. I am rewriting this to remove all the ridiculous, cringy sex scenes because this was pretty good. Like, it's a very readable YA/new adult book, fantasy. But I feel like I should be burning this one, but I feel like it's the easy way out, so I'm not going to do that. So yeah, I'm rewriting this to remove the cringe out of it. I'm going to be rereading Harry Potter because there's no way I'm burning it. This is where shit got serious, you know what I mean? Like, things... first off, the book is much bigger than the first 3, and I enjoyed it a lot. Like, a lot. So I have to burn the 5th season, and I'm so mad at myself right now because this is one of the most unique fantasy / kind of post-apocalyptic world, and I really enjoyed it. I think the writing is not going to be for everyone, so I guess that's my excuse for burning it, but I'm regretting this. I'm not really burning it, but it breaks my soul just to think about it. I'm trying to not overthink things, otherwise I will not burn any, so let's just keep the burning going. We have Circe by Madeline Miller. Le Comte de Monte Cristo, The Count of Monte Cristo, whatever. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I'm not okay with this. I'm really not okay. This is so hard. I guess I'm writing The Count of Monte Cristo just because this was written at a time where authors were paid per word, and there's a lot of them words. Like, this is part 1. I have like the 2nd book right there for part 2. So I feel like it could have been a bit shorter. But at the same time, I didn't want to read the abridged version because I wanted to get all of it. So I'm rewriting it to make it a wee bit shorter. It's a really good book, like most epic revenge story for a reason. And then between this and Circe, I really can't. Like, I want to reread this. Like, I feel like this one would be the one between the two I would reread the first one. But I don't want to burn Circe, but I guess I'm burning Circe. Circe, by the way, if you want to read it, I highly recommend getting the audiobook because the narrator has the most awesome, like, kind of British accent, and it's very soothing. And I feel like it made me love the story way more than I would have had if I had read the physical book. So try to get it as an audiobook if you can. Elantris, Brandon Sanderson. Wayward Pine series by Blake Crouch. And We Are the Ents. I'm also not okay. I feel like I'm gonna say that for every single round because I'm definitely not okay. I don't want to burn any of these. I know people would say to burn this one because you're all haters and you... Okay, let's try to start with which one I would want to reread, like, the next... no, I can't even do that. Like, this one is, like, just trashy, kind of fun sci-fi thriller. This one is an emotional YA coming of age with, like, a little bit of a sci-fi twist, but not really. And this one is Brandon Sanderson. It's amazing fantasy. And there's going to be, like, a second, possibly a third book coming out eventually in the next 20 million years. So I will have to reread it before I read the other one. So I kind of have to reread this. But the most readable, the one that would read the fastest would definitely be Pines. So I guess if I have to choose, the one the least chance I will reread is this one because it's emotional and I don't like to break my heart multiple times. So I don't want to burn it, but I'm burning it. So I am rereading this one because I will have to eventually to actually read the rest of the series when they come out. It's currently like a standalone, like you're fine reading it on its own though. So I have to rewrite this and I'm just improving the writing because it's not its forte. It reads like a movie, which I'm okay with, but I know it's an issue for a lot of people. So I think it could have been rewritten a little bit, but... So we have Red Sister, Mark Lawrence. We have The Puppy War, shit. And Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, shit. As a kid, I would have said burn this one because it was my least favorite Harry Potter. I thought, you know, Harry was too angsty and stuff. But when I reread it as an adult last year, I ended up enjoying it so much more than I remember because that's where there's all the Dumbledore army stuff, which I really liked. And he wasn't as angsty as I remember him being. Like, in my head, he was pretty justified. I can never not reread Harry Potter, but I feel like my brain cells are dying trying to do this. I think I'm burning The Puppy War. My favorite part of the book was the beginning. There's like a school setting where she learns to fight and possibly some magic. I really love how the main female character is not like other female characters, but yeah, not in a cringy way though. I feel like maybe the second half wasn't as good. I don't really want to burn it, but I guess it kind of works for the story. Yeah, let's pretend that never happened. So I have to reread and rewrite. I think I'm rewriting Harry Potter just, I don't know, maybe make it less angsty. I don't know. There's nothing to rewrite, really. So really, what am I rewriting in this one then? Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna try to make it less angsty. Maybe, so Child Me would have liked it. And I'm rereading Red Sister. Because I really liked it. Flowers for Algernon. A Darker Shade of Magic is Dark Materials. Shit. I am burning Darker Shade of Magic because between the three, it's my least favorite one. I feel like character development could have been better. I really like the writing. I like the world building / magic system, but I feel like it's the least strong book between the three. I just reread this, so I would rewrite it just to make the ending less heartbreaking because I was traumatized as a child and I'm still not okay with it. So there. And it means I am breaking my heart and rereading Flowers for Algernon. That's one of those books that I went into completely blind and didn't expect to cry, but I did. And I don't cry easily. I hope we're almost done because honestly my little heart is dying here. Still have a few, so let's go through another one. My voice is cracking from it. We have Vengeful by V. Schwab, which is book 2 in the villain duology. Gathering of Shadow, and Seventh Husband of Evelyn Hugo. Shit. Well, there's no way I'm burning The Seventh Husband nor Vengeful, so I literally by elimination have to burn Gathering of Shadow, which is book 2 in the Shade of Magic trilogy. And it's my favorite one between the three. It's a very unpopular opinion. Everyone hates this one, but I have to burn one, and honestly, it just has to be this one because the two other ones, it's just inconceivable. I don't know what to rewrite in either of these, but I guess the one I want to reread both, like straight up would reread both, like tomorrow. One would break my heart, and then one has one of my favorite female villains. She's very interesting. I'm totally rooting for her. You know what? I'm rewriting this because for some reason, I think it's hilarious that the main female character, she's a strong villain, and with her like personality, she's supposed to be like quite classy and stuff, and she's wearing like gold nail polish, and it doesn't work in my head, and it's just ridiculous. Like, just let's say it's the beauty channel that I have that is going to my head. I'm rewriting it just because of that, and I'm rereading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo because I apparently am a softie inside, and it made me cry, broke my heart too. So there's that. Next, we have second book in the Mistborn trilogy. Nevernight and Sleeping Giants. My least favorite between the three is Sleeping Giants. It's a solid sci-fi kind of like thriller-y book. It reads pretty much like a movie. I wouldn't be surprised if it were made into a movie, but it's the least solid of the three, so it has to go. Rewriting. I do feel like this one suffered a little bit of the middle book syndrome in a series. But this one I could see myself rewriting the beginning because for some reason the writing just didn't work for me in the beginning, so. But this is a really solid book. I would reread this one over this one, so really, I should reread this then. What do I change? I make it less middle of a series syndrome book. I don't know how to say it, but like some of the characters, like it felt kind of dragged a little bit. It dragged a little bit. It's a very long book, like 700 pages, so I feel like I would just make it a bit shorter / I'm not really rooting for that romance, so kind of felt a bit... The romance isn't even that big of a part in the book, but I'm just saying. I have to because I really want to reread Nevernight, so. I think we have like 2 more. I'm so glad we're almost over because this is hard. 3rd one. There we go. Dark Matter, Blake Crouch. We have Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows and The Long Walk by Stephen King. Shit. I feel like I say shit after every single one of them. I think I'm rewriting the ending of The Long Walk because Stephen King, I hate all of his endings. I was so mad when I was done with it, but then afterwards I was kind of like, okay, I guess it kind of makes sense, but I still hate it. So I'm rewriting the ending because... Dude. I feel like there were some weaknesses in here, but it's still one of my favorite books. I feel like it's, again, feels like a movie, unputdownable, sci-fi, thriller. I found it super interesting, but I can't really burn Harry Potter, but it's not my favorite book. Maybe I'm burning Harry Potter and rereading this, but I think I would rather reread this. Let's pretend I just answered that question. Because honestly, I can't take this anymore. The last one, because otherwise I will need therapy. I'll Give You the Sun by Jenny Nielsen, The Female of the Species, and The Humans. Shit. I'm rereading this one because I've said a million times I need to, so it needs to happen. The writing won't be for everyone, but it's a tough read anyway, and I enjoyed it. Rewriting. Like, I don't remember this one that well, so I guess I'm burning it just because of that, but how bright and fun is that cover? I really enjoyed it though, but for some reason the story is not something that really stuck with me. It's less action driven, it's more like character driven, so I have to reread this one, which is okay. I feel like the beginning is really, really solid. So that's gonna be it for me burning some of my favorite books. I hope you enjoyed it because this was pure torture. Please let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with my decisions. Are you resenting me right now for burning some of the best books you've read too? I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss any future videos. I will be putting on the screen the videos, including the one where I burn some of my least favorite books ever, aka books that I actually hate. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!